Hey engineers, welcome to LabVIEW Tips and Tricks video 5. Today I wanted to show you how to add VIs that you have created to the standard LabVIEW palettes that you have available under right click on your block diagram. So the standard palette of functions, you can edit that palette of functions, and I will show you today how you can do this. And also when we edit the palette of functions, we will want to use an option for those functions to drop the VI contents. So how to enable this option to actually not drop the sub-VI itself, but instead drop the contents of that sub-VI into your code. So it will look something like this. I will just open one VI that I have created before. That's the one that you saw in the previous lessons. And I have created an additional LabVIEW menu in the functions palette on my block diagram. So I will be able to show you now how the effect is going to look like. So I can right click, and this is the palette that I have created. I called it my templates. The name is not important here. And I have added a couple of things already to this palette. Those things are not extremely useful. Those are not all of the things that I use every time when I'm coding with LabVIEW, but this is just a couple of examples that I wanted to show you. So I have my event-driven state machine template, I have my ini file key handler template, I have a dialog with a case template, and I have some utility VIs. So here basically wait with error cluster and microseconds timer with error cluster. And this is just a palette that I added manually to my own LabVIEW functions that I have available by default. So if I drop this, for example, event-driven state machine VI onto my block diagram, then you will see that I do not actually drop the sub-VI itself, but I drop the contents of that sub-VI onto my block diagram. So with this, I can very easily create some default templates for my applications and put them into my my own templates palette, and then I can just use them. And in a previous lesson, we saw how to read and parse ini files. So here I can just show you that, for example, in the timeout case, when I'm handling my state machine, imagine that I have a init state, and in the init state I want to handle my ini files. So I created for myself also this ini key handler template. And this is the same thing. I just drop the contents of a VI onto my block diagram, and I can edit the contents from here. I also have my own utility VIs, and those utility VIs are basically wait with error cluster. So this is nothing special inside. This is just a sequence structure, one sequence of a sequence structure with an error cluster wired through it. And this basically forces my execution to wait in sequence with the error cluster passing through the application. And I also have a millisecond timer with error cluster. That's also just measuring time with an error cluster, so also nothing extremely difficult. But how do we add this functionality to LabVIEW? So the thing that you need to do, let me just clear this from here. So the thing that you need to do is you need to go to your tools and advanced. And here in the advanced palette, you will have edit palette set. And when we click this, it's going to take a while to load. And it will show us this kind of dialog box. And also, so the functions palette we will see, and we will see the controls palette. So your functions palette might look a little different, but that's not a problem for us. Also, your controls palette might look a little different. That's also not a problem for us. The thing that we are interested in here is just to be able to define that we want to link with some kind of a folder of functions, for example. And the option that you can choose is right click on any empty space and you can insert. And you can insert a subpalette, you can insert a VI or VIs, you can insert an empty slot, empty row, or a select a VI option. So here we want to insert a subpalette. Like I have here my templates, I will remove this subpalette. So I will delete this one and I will add it once more. So I had created a folder with all of the functions that I added here, and I put this folder next to my LabVIEW executable. You do not have to put it in program files and next to your LabVIEW executable. Actually, the location of this folder with your functions is not that important, as long as you do not delete it from your disk. So if you put it in a safe place, it can be any folder. But let's right click here and let's insert a subpalette. And here in this option, let's specify that we want to link to a directory. And let's click OK. And now I will have an option to choose which directory I want to link to. So I have, like I said, I put my functionality in program files and here National Instruments, LabVIEW 2013, and I put my functions and user library and my templates. So this is the folder that I'm interested in. So I will select this folder and you will see that I actually successfully added this folder once more to my LabVIEW. And then when you add a folder, you can actually edit also the icons for this folder that you have in your functions palette. And you do this by right clicking on it, and you can go to edit subpalette icon. Here you will have an option to modify the icon. So let's say this is utility functionality that I have here, or those are the functions that are related with timing in my application. So I'm just going to use this wait glyph. So let's click OK. So now, as you can see, I have this glyph used as the icon for my functions. So this is the way how you add palettes. And also one other thing that we wanted to mention is how do you define that you want to drop the contents of a VI instead of the sub VI itself. You just need to right click on the elements that you have added, and you need to select an option to place the VI contents, like here, like so. And then I can also choose to deselect this option. And if I deselect this option and I save everything, so save changes, I'm gonna be notified what are the changes that I actually have done. I'm gonna continue. And as you can see here, all of the modifications have been successfully added. So I can go to my templates and I have disabled the option for placing the VI contents for this ini key handler. And from now on, it will behave like this. So I will just put in a sub VI instead of putting the sub VI contents like I did before. So this is the way how you edit. This is the easiest way how you edit the LabVIEW menus. This is how you specify that you want to drop the VI contents of your functions. And if you like the video, please remember to like and subscribe if you want to see videos like this in the future. Thanks.